for today how to teach grammar. Yes, this methodological topic because we are future English teachers and you need some instructional, pedagogical, yes, knowledge about teaching aspects of English. Yes, we have two aspects of English: vocabulary and grammar. We have 4 skills of English. They are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Okay, but first of all, let's discuss brainstorming question. And this is our brainstorming question. Yes, why should we learn grammar? The grammar of the knowledge. What do you think?
To speak clearly, to say
Yeah, speaking and thinking clearly, yes. Critical thinking.
use words more correct.
Correct, incorrect form. That's right.
To improve our English skills, especially grammar, and how to teach grammar for children.
For children, kids English, yes.
Understanding grammar helps learners make sense of what they read and hear. If you know how tenses work, you won't be confused about whether an action happened in the past, is happening now, or will happen in the future.
Learning grammar also helps to create complex sentences using the rules which we learn in the lesson.
Also, it helps to build confidence and ensure that you speak right and understand other learners or foreigners clearly.
Yes, phonetics, phonology, syntax, that's right. More opinions, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Sana?
Understanding grammar helps learners avoid misunderstanding and errors in speaking and writing.
Yes, for conversation, yes, oral speech and written speech, yes? That's right, everybody? That's right. Grammar, because grammar presents to you fundamental knowledge about the target language, yes? Target language is English, yes? Native language is Uzbek or Russian, yes? Fundamental knowledge grammar provides to learners. And grammar is interrelated with phonology, syntax, yes, lexicology, and meaning, yes, semiology. Okay? Yes, you can see definition about grammar. So it is interrelation between phonology, lexis, it is lexicology, the study of words, syntax. What is syntax, by the way? It is the structure of the sentence. Yes. And semantics. Semantics, semiology, it is the meaning of the word. Yes. We have one meaning word and we have many meanings word. Yes. Called semantic words. Yes. One word can express several meanings in English. Yes. And it is also part of grammar. Okay? Yes. Yes, we can see that grammar studies sound of the words and its form. Yes. Its meaning. Yes. Its word building. Yes. In English, the word is built by means of suffix and prefix. Yes. How many we mentioned. And how can we teach grammar? Yes, to kids, children, yes, because you are the first course students, yes, you can practice teaching kids, children. Yes, for teaching English, for teaching kids, yes, we can apply different games, yes, gamification, different interactive activities, yes. And here in methodology, we can apply two approaches, inductive and deductive. Maybe you have read detective novels of Arthur Conan Doyle, yes, and Sherlock Holmes. He often mentioned one of these approach, yes. He mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, deduction, yes. He often mentioned this approach. Maybe he used this approach, deduction or deduction, in his investigation, yes, of crimes. But what is the difference between these approaches? Inductive and deductive approach. Yes. Inductive and deductive approach. Yes. Two approaches. They are also called methods. Yes. So, deductive method. Here, you as a teacher firstly explains the rules of the topic, yes, the concept of the topic, the formula of your grammar theme. Then your pupils, your learners practice, apply these rules, these concepts in practice by doing exercises, by doing tasks. This is a deductive approach. So, in deductive approach, firstly, explanation of rules and concepts. Yes, comes. You firstly explain rules and concepts of the grammatical topic in deductive approach. Then your pupils, your learners practice these rules in doing exercises. Then, yes, practice these rules in application. Yes. Okay. This is the main formula of the deductive approach. First, explanation of rule comes. Secondly, practice comes. Yes, practice of rules. And inductive approach. Here you present firstly, vice versa. You present examples. Yes, you practice first. Yes, you apply the concepts in doing tasks, in doing exercises firstly. Then you explain the rules, the concepts of the topic. So this approach is the vice versa, contrary form of the deductive one. Here, as firstly, as practice is applied. As doing exercises is applied. Okay? Practice is applied. Yes. Then, secondly, you present theory, rules, concepts of the topic, of the grammatical. Secondly, explanation of rules as concepts, grammatical concepts. Okay? So this is the difference between two approaches. Yes, where you can see more detailed information. Both approaches have their advantages and limits. Yes. Clearly, yes. As I mentioned, explaining rules, grammar, Then is followed practice exercises. Okay? Yes. Very systematic and straightforward approach, deductive approach. And it is considered as traditional approach. It is teacher-centered approach. Yes, teacher will be at the center of the learning process. Students, learners will accept, acquire knowledge from him. This is the difference. In inductive methods, the advantage of this approach, it is more interactive, it is more engaging, yes, involving approach, inductive learning. So, two benefits, two limits, advantages of this approach. Yes. Zola, can you read this information?
How the deductive method works. First is direct explanation of the grammar rules. The teacher starts the lesson with the explanation of the grammar rules, concepts, and theoretical information.
Exactly. Yes. And here's the second bit.
Practice application. Then students apply these rules through exercise, through practice.
Example. Example.
Example in practice. To teach the present continuous tense, the teacher might state the present continuous is formed using am is are plus verb ing. It describes actions happening now.
Many textbooks, many coursebooks of grammar, they use deductive approach, deductive method of explanation. Yes, those. For example, Collins' Grammar for IELTS. Yes, if you look in this course book, yes, you can see that first rules are explained. Yes, then exercises are given. Yes. So it is according to the deductive approach. Yes. 99%, I think, of grammar textbooks, coursebooks, they apply deductive approach. Right? We can give example as Collins textbook or Macmillan textbook, English in English grammar in context. Yes, very effective, very efficient way of teaching grammar. It is teaching grammar in context. What is context? So it means a certain topic. Yes, context of history, context of engineering. Yes, context of literature. So you can choose different contexts and apply grammar rules. For example, present simple, past continuous. Yes, you can change the text according to this scientific context and give it as an exercise to your students. Yes. So at the same time, they will learn this scientific context of literature, yes, or engineering, biology, chemistry, and they practice grammar rules. Here, Macmillan, Michael Binns, yes, he also applies deductive approach. Yes, if you look at the unit, firstly, explanation of rules comes, then practice these rules in exercises. So, for example, here it is the condition of Britain in 1917. Historical context was chosen. Yes, to apply present, past continuous, past perfect, and past simple. Very interesting way of teaching grammar, choosing different contexts. Right? And here I can recommend to you as a future teachers, yes, in teaching children, teenagers, preteens, young adults, our textbook Grammar and Vocabulary Practice by Mitchell. Yes, I really like it. This textbook. It is also based on deductive approach, rules, explanation of rules, then practice of these rules in doing exercises. So as for me, I prefer deductive approach. Yes, and some teachers they prefer inductive one. But there is exception in grammar textbooks, in grammar course books. Murphy, Raymond Murphy, maybe you know this textbook. Here, he uses inductive approach. Firstly, he gives examples of the topic. Yes, examples. Then he explains the rules. Then he gives theory. And he continues afterwards with more exercises. Yes. So this textbook is exception. Here, inductive approach is used. Yes. So we have different textbooks, course books, and choose the best one as you think. Yes. Textbooks recommend to blend, to mix two approaches when you teach English grammar. Yes. You can choose one or you can mix two methods all together. Right? And there are advantages of deductive methods.
First, clarity. Learners receive a clear understanding of rules up front. Second, time efficiency. Ideal for covering more material in limited time. Third, confidence building. Beginners feel reassured with structured details.
Yes. So, to which learners can we apply these approaches? We can use deductive approach often to beginner, elementary, pre-intermediate, and intermediate level pupils. Yes, deductive approach will be very efficient and effective to these level learners. And inductive one we can use for upper intermediate and C1 level learners, yes, advanced level learners, because they will be more ready, yes, to apply inductive approach. Challenges. Some limitations we have of deductive methods. What kind of limitations? Right, yes, maybe challenges of deductive methods.
The challenges of deductive method. Passive learning. Students may rely too heavily on teacher explanations. Second, limited engagement lacks the interactive element of discovery.
Yes. So, however, this deductive method has very slight disadvantage. With learners, students, your pupils will be a little bit passive, yes, during receiving information from you. But they are beginner levels, yes, and they need this information, yes, they need to know the rules, yes, of the grammar topic. Yes. And we suggest inductive methods focuses on what? This focuses on
Inductive method, learning through discovery. The inductive method focuses on helping students infer rules through observation.
yes, so for upper intermediate and advanced level learners, yes. And besides these two approaches, we have challenges, disadvantages of inductive approach. All right, student, what challenges do we have in inductive approach?
Challenges of the inductive method. Time consuming, identifying rules through examples requires more time.
Yes, that it will require much time from students, yes, learners to identify the rules. Yes, maybe it can lead to some confusion. Yes, because no theory, no rules will be provided at the beginning of the lesson. Only examples. Yes. Okay. And can you read please about confusion? Confusion. Yes. Attention.
Potential confusion learners may struggle without adequate guidance, especially beginners.
Especially beginners. That's why don't use this approach for beginner learners. Yes, use it only for upper intermediate and advanced learners. And as we can see in graphic organizer, in deductive approach, first rule, explanation comes, then beginning examples, activities, doing exercises. Yes. In inductive one, firstly you give examples, activities, exercises, then you provide rules, yes, concepts, theoretical information of your grammar topic. This is a difference. Right? Yes. Practice is also called observation. Yes. Theory. Besides these two approaches, inductive, deductive, we have more methods. The next method is grammar translation method. How can you use this grammar translation method in teaching English grammar? It means that you explain the rules in the learner's native language, in the learner's mother tongue. Yes? The tenses, the verbs, yes? Everything should be explained in mother tongue, native language. Yes? Mother tongue. Okay? Yes, beginner, elementary, great, intermediate level students. You can apply these methods. Okay? No? Yes, as I mentioned. Your pupils will translate sentences from your mother tongue into English and vice versa, from English into mother tongue. So it is recommended to improve translation skills by such kind of activities. Okay? From source language into target language, and from target language into source language. The next method is gamification method. Yes, you can use gamification methods in the end of the lesson for consolidation of the learned material. Okay? Such boat races, crocodile. Maybe you know this game, crocodile and boat races. So we can apply the end of this lesson on boat race. We have sufficient time. Yes. Okay, let's get this. Okay, so who is your partner Maybe you will be her partner with Rana as pair work. Let it be pair work. Okay? You please join us. Let's work together.
Ya здесь. Четвертый сторона, да?
Okay, this is activity. You can see topic, grammar topic, and you should explain this topic in the chosen approach, inductive approach or deductive one. Choose one of these approaches, and then you will present your results in front of the class. Yes. Okay, I think for 15 minutes we will be in
We can
session.
write in this paper.
Yes. Then your topic is what topic? Modal verbs in deductive method. Yes, deductive. It means you should write firstly rules, definition of modal verb. What is it? Then give examples. Yes, examples of modal verbs. What modal verbs you know? Types.
Explain present continuous tense in inductive method. The inductive method involves teaching a concept by first presenting examples and guiding students to discover the rules themselves. Examples: she is reading a book, they are playing people, and I am cooking dinner. The present continuous tense is used for actions happening right now. And for present continuous is are plus verb plus ing. It's about verbs and types right now at this moment. In negative form is I am, are plus not. So the deductive methods of teaching grammar starts with a general rule and then applies to specific examples.
So step 1 is state the rule. Present simple is used for general facts, habits and routines, scheduled events, and also feelings. So the structure is the first affirmative subject plus verb with the ending s or es plus plus word. Negative, the subject plus do does and plus not plus word. And question, do does plus subject plus verb is the question.
Step 2 is giving some examples. For example, he works in a bank for affirmative. They don't like spicy food for negative. And does she play the piano for question?
And step 3 is apply the rule. Ask learners to create their own sentences using participle efficient, and also give them some practical exercises.
Yes.
It's English. Just to write speeches. Yes. Sorry, teacher.
Our topic is explain the noun in deductive method. To explain the noun using the deductive method, follow these steps. First one is state the rule. General concept. Begin by defining a noun. A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, or idea. Second is explain the types of nouns. Provide classification with definitions. First is common nouns. For example, dog, city, room. Second is proper nouns. Is for example, London, Coca-Cola. Third is abstract nouns. For example, love, happiness, freedom. Then concentrate nouns. Able, apple, phone. And countable and uncountable nouns. Countable is chair, uncountable not.
Third one is giving examples. The dog is barking. Dog is a common noun. We visited Paris last night. Paris is a proper noun.
And provide practice exercise. Ask learners to identify nouns in sentence. Yes.
Inductive method is giving example before explaining the rule. First one, provide examples. The red apples is on the table. This is a big house. Second one, observe and identify patterns. Ask students to look at words and discuss what they have in common. Also, after giving examples, you can apply a rule. For example, you can explain like adjective is word that describes a noun by giving information about its color, size, or shape. And after explaining rule, you can explain or do some exercise with students. For example, the birds are small, girls are beautiful, the weather is warm today. So inductive method is before giving example, and students should pay attention and realize what they should understand after explain rules and give exercise.
Regular verb space verb plus verb verb. Irregular verbs use the second form. Examples of use: affirmative, she visited London last year. Interrogative, did she visit London last year? Negative, she didn't visit London last year. Practice, student complete exercise by filling in the correct verbs forms. Thank you in blanks, correct mistakes, and create their own sentences.
Explanation rules, examples.
Firstly, we should explain rules. Present perfect tense is used to talk about actions or events that have a connection with the present unfinished time, happened at an unspecific time before now, and sort have been completed but have present relevance. And the formula is subject plus have has plus participle plus participle. So there is example, I have visited Paris at some point in life, but we don't know when it was.
So, incorporating the deductive method in teaching the present perfect tense can be effective, especially when complemented with interactive and communicative activities that allow students to apply the tense in new contexts.
Contexts, yes.
she will visit our grandmother tomorrow. He will not play football next week. We'll play parade on park.
Second is guide students ask question like what word appears in the sentence, does the word change, and the reason will in the question. And so let student to find the word. We use will plus word to help evaluate the future, and for negative we use will not or one. And last one, practice together with student ask to make question. They should all sentence.
Sentences. Okay. Future simple, yes. Future simple and inductive approach.
Future simple tense we use it to talk about things that will happen in future.
In future, yes. Inductive examples first, then explanation, yes. Name your name, then you write your names. Okay. Also, fun one. Yes.
Не любит оставаться долго.
My topic, the idioms in inductive method. When we teaching idioms in inductive method, we better follow those steps. First, present examples in context. Instead of explaining the meaning of idiom directly, provide sentence, dialogues, or short text. Example, it's raining, cats and dog. Cats and dogs meaning very heavily. Second, encourage observation and discussion. Ask student to analyze the example and infer the meaning based on the context. Third, summarize the rules. After enough example and practice, gain students the general meaning the idioms. For example, break the ice in context like we can use our teacher played a fun game on the first day of class to break the ice.
So there are many idioms, yes. American idioms.
British.
Which applies in our yes, oral speech, yes. So very interesting idioms. Yes. Thank you. You wrote your name?
No.
Вот
No.
дальше, что сразу.
Idioms. All the moon, yes. Raining cats and dogs.
Ну, вот
Many
это
idioms. Piece of cake. Yes.
вот вот. Да.
Keeps the bucket. Keeps the bucket.
Тебе смотри.
Explain the future circumstances in inductive method. Here's some example. I will visit my grandmother next Sunday. She will help me to read your homework. They will travel to Spain in the summer.
And step 2, identify patterns. Ask students to write their questions to help them recognize the structure and meaning.
Explanation of rules. First, we use will plus base word to talk about the future actions. Second, the structure is subject plus will plus base word. Third, for negatives, we use will not or won't.
And form of the simple future tense is the case be going to. The going to construction follows the formula M is R plus going to plus root form of main verb. Example, I'm going to learn a new language. Sophia is going to read that book.
Sophie. Okay. Here, future simple in inductive approach. Yes. Examples. First, then rules. Yes. Explanation of rules. Okay. So now and
Yes, была.
Yeah. Activity examples, articles A, and Z. Articles A, and Z. Definition. Articles are words that define a noun, specific or unspecific, and the types identify articles A and AN. A used before words that include A, consonant sound. Example, a cat, a house, a university. And AN used before words that begin with A color sound. Example, an apple, an hours. When definite articles are used to refer to specific noun, that is now known as a list or listener. Example is a book on the table. And usage rules use AN or AN. Use the introducing something for the first time or for when discussed specifically. No. And so when referring to something that has already been mentioned or is common knowledge.
That's only being mentioned. Articles, definite article and definite. Yes. Okay. Introductive approach. Yes. Rules. First. Examples. Okay. Do you work in mind? Yes. Easy.
Time for voice.
This topic is explains the modal verbs in deductive method. In the deductive method, modal verbs help express degrees of certainty, possibility, or necessity when making logical conclusions. The method moves from general rules to specific conclusion, and the modal verbs clarify how strong the conclusion is. How modal verbs are used in deductive reasoning. First, expressing strong certainty, logical necessity must indicate a conclusion that is logically necessary. Example, therefore a whale must have lungs. Second, expressing strong impossibility, cannot. Used when something is logically impossible, it can't be a square. Third, expressing probability, should, ought to. indicates something is likely true based on logic. She should be arriving soon. Conclusion is the deductive method model verb help clarify strain of logical conclusion must and can. Indicated certainty should expresses strong, probably and may might could show weaker possibility.
Expressing should I now move to indicate something slightly true based on logic, and she should be deriving from expressing strong and possibility. Cannot and can't use when something is logically impossible. It cannot be secure.
Modal verbs. Deductive methods. First rules, explanation, then examples.
Yes.
So what modal verbs do you know? Can,
Cannot, should, may, must,
must,
might.
might. Okay. Good.
Gdzie? A co tam ciekawe? Wtedy jest nie? Co tu się
One challenge when teaching grammar rules can be to keep the lesson interesting. Students are usually bored by memorizing lists of rules, and this often leads to low retention. Here's one activity you can use to practice grammar rules that will keep your students engaged and especially appeals to kinesthetic learners: a board race. My class has been studying the different forms of comparative adjectives, and today we're going to do a board race to practice them. I'll list some of the words we've studied on the board. Some take the ER form and some take the MORE form, so I'll make columns for these two forms on either side of the list. I'll break them into two teams. One person from each team has to run up to the board and write a word under the correct column depending on which form it takes. Then they run back to their team and hand the marker to the next person in line, who runs up to the board and does the same. We will continue until all the words are categorized. The team that is finished first wins, provided their answers are correct. At the end, we'll correct them together, and I'll have them make some example sentences just to make sure they not only understand the forms, but are also able to use them correctly. One thing that can go wrong in this type of activity is that the students walk rather than run to the board. So I'm going to offer a prize to the winning team to encourage competition and keep them motivated. So now we're going to play a game. It's a race, okay? So we have a list of words. You need to choose which column the word goes in. So for example, small. When we're comparing two things, does it become smaller or more small? Smaller. Very good. It becomes smaller. So what you need to do is write the full word, smaller, in this column, okay? Or in whichever correct column. And whichever team wins gets chocolate. Okay, so we're going to do an example. First one is an example. Okay. Ready? Ready?
Ready.
Set, go. Okay, and then I go back to the next person.
Okay.
Okay, good job. Okay, are you ready? Yeah. Get set. Go. Pass to the next person and get back to the end of the line. Go, go. Go, go. Go. It's close. They're tied. Bring up. Go, 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 go. Okay, so let's check and make sure everything is correct. More dangerous. Is that correct? Yes. Good job. Nancy, can you give me an example with more dangerous?
Yes. Driving in Mexico is more dangerous than driving in USA.
In the USA.
In the USA.
Good job. More expensive, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Jack, can you use more expensive in a sentence?
My car is more expensive than BMW.
Whoa! BMW.
Maybe.
Very good. More useful. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. Amir, can you use more useful in a sentence?
Yes, my cell phone is more useful than my laptop.
Very good. Shorter, is that correct?
Yes.
Anna, can you use shorter in a sentence?
Yes, your skirt is shorter than my skirt.
Very good. Okay, this team is the winner. As you can see, board races create a very dynamic class and are highly versatile. Other variations might be to have students categorize sentences by verb tenses, conjugations by person, or regular versus irregular verbs. But this activity is not limited to grammar. The possibilities for doing this activity with vocabulary are nearly limitless. Also, don't be afraid to be creative. Instead of writing the words on the board, maybe you could have the words on index cards with sticky tack, or have students place realia in boxes labeled with different categories. There are countless ways you can design your own board race.
Want more videos like this one? For over 100 how-to videos on teaching English as a foreign language, check us out at tepelvideos.com.
Sufficient time to practice this game. Sufficient. All right. Good adjectives, yes. Let's practice with adjectives. Okay. And two teams we need, yes. And from this side. How many? We have only 4. 6 more, yes. Yes. And it will be very quick. Very quick. It's board races. Solomon and Nancy. Yes.
What's the meter? What's the meter?
Too hot? Game. Practice game and also
Five.
5. It should be over of 10.
How many we need? Let's just say
I think it's already there. It's with Solomon.
with some we need one more marker, yes. So you will be captain, yes. And
Okay.
your team, Zonona uses Solomon. You are 5, yes. Here you will be captain. Okay, so you should write comparative degree, yes. ER or more, yes. More or most. Here you should write, yes. For this team and for that. Yes, more or ER, yes. Okay. Мы начнем по да.
Yes. Do you mean the activities? You said comparative.
Comparative degree. ER or more most. No, только да. Просто. И first Samira, then. Но это со звонка, не сейчас.
Подожди, со звонка.
По свистку. By whistle. Right? Ready? Everybody is ready? You write and you give your marker to your team. Team, of course.
Можно плюс сюда добавлять, мне нужно опять писать. Нет, просто добавлять. Просто добавлять или опять писать.
Смотрите,
Просто добавить.
один человек все пишет или мы
Meaning you give marker to your team. Team course. Let's start. Samira. Yes.
It's We have done. Я ухожу.
One small turn.
Yes.
And it's correct form. Yes. Can you make an example? One sentence.
Aziza smarter than
Amazing. More amazing, yes. Okay. Can you make an example? More amazing.
This film is more amazing than that serial.
So expensive. Expensive or more expensive? Can you make an example? Yes, instruments. ER or more tools, yes. Okay. Can you make an example with more? India, yes. Can you make up one example with more tremendous? It means huge, yes, big. There is a slimmer. Yes. We should write here what and all double M.
Double M.
It's correct. We can make an example.
That woman is slimmer than this woman.
Good. And someone else thinner. Can you make an example? Rahmatullah. You read Rahmatullah? It's in the one.
I'm more gorgeous than
The broadcasters saying that summer will be hotter than the last one.
Correct. For example, that last one. Almost more.
We are checking markers.
Yes, so you are. He's we can say his pets with the comparative exam. Alright. Can you make example for this adjective statement?
One place better than others.
Alright. Good. So
나는 앞뒤 yüzüm kelime. Üç kemereki. Ama 260 mı? Kafede. Benim bir şey var.